Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Past, Present, and Future. This is a podcast for the social media communication class at Bronx Community College. My name is Jessica Cabrera, also known as Professor. And the whole goal of this podcast is to highlight the amazing students that I've had the privilege of working with throughout my teaching career at Bronx Community College, and for you all to learn a bit more about them. So learning more about their past, their present, and their future. So today, this wonderful Wednesday evening, we are recording this well before our podcast viewing party day in social media communication. We are going to have a wonderful conversation with Miss Kimberly. Kimberly, a beloved student of mine. Kimberly has taken one class with me and is taking another class, but I'm going to let her discuss that because that's part of her story. But I'm so grateful that she agreed to come on and just like spend time with me and hang out and just have a conversation. At the end of our conversation, just like in episode 1, I'm going to spitfire some questions that Kimberly has no idea what they are. And we'll get her real, raw, honest answers. So with that, we'll take things away. So if you want to just share like intro of who you are, what you do, like discuss it all.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kimberly, as introduced as Jess. I am a student at BCC. I'm studying nuclear medicine technology. Big fancy word for somebody who's going to be using radiopharmaceuticals to help diagnose patients. That's just like the summary of it. I began Bronx Community College, I believe, last semester after I graduated from Lehman in 2024. Woo, go CUNY.
Yes.
I decided I wanted to go back to school immediately after graduating because I felt like my academic career was not over. I always knew I wanted to continue studying, and a lot of hard decisions made me realize maybe I can't do certain things because, I'm just not at that financial level yet because, school is expensive, especially with all these budget cuts that are happening. But
Yeah.
a little bit about my past life. Well, it's a bit of the past and current. I am from a Dominican Honduran family. I come from a family of 5 with 2 older brothers and my mom and dad. I was born and raised in the Boogie Down Bronx.
Yeah.
I currently live in Manhattan. I had moved over here last year. I think it literally hits a year in
I
April.
didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah, I moved out, got my own apartment. But I did live in public housing from the age up until last year in a 2-bedroom with my older brother. So we were very, very, very tight knit. We still are today. So that's a bit of my background. I do have a strong, I think I take so much pride in having the strongest support system from my friends and family. And I definitely could not be where I am today without either one of them. So a bit about my present. I currently work as a pharmacy technician at an infusion pharmacy. I hit a year in February. I do love my job. I do love my coworkers a little more. And I want to indulge a little bit of my present. Sometimes I don't get enough time to reflect on what I'm actually doing and how much like I'm doing. But
Yeah.
I believe my expected graduation date is next year. I'm praying for it. The reason I chose CUNY again was not because of the price, because I know you guys have great pricing, but the thing about CUNY is I'm a diehard CUNY fan because I realize they allow me to have so many opportunities to get what I want in terms of my academic career without the cost of it, whether or not I need something. And I think that just generally my favorite part about CUNY is the passion within professors that I didn't really experience like my first year of college upstate. And I don't really see the community of both professors and student anywhere else besides CUNY. That is a little bit opinionated, but that's just my opinion. I believe.
So for some context, Kimberly went to school somewhere else before she went to Lehman.
Yes, I did go to Lemoyne in Syracuse. I believe 2019, And just my opinion, I hated it. I'm a city girl. I'm really not for the suburbs. And I feel like it lacked such a large community. My dad did not want me to come back down to the city. He wanted me to go upstate and be educated upstate. And I was like, it's just not for me. It's not my community. So I decided to come back home to Lehman. And I would never regret that decision. I think Lehman and CUNYs have given me so many opportunities. I met you. I met a bunch of cool friends. But a little bit about my future. What I want from the future, it's pretty simple. I do want a little bit of financial freedom. I think um, I've come across so many financial tools growing up, especially with moving out. But growing up in poverty, I don't want to say it can be traumatizing. I don't want to say that I am traumatized by poverty because I did get a lot of support from my family, and even if they had to sacrifice so much for me, but
Right.
it can be a really difficult circle. A lot of opportunities I had to miss because of, you know, the
Yeah,
cycle of poverty. So my goal is to beat the cycle of poverty. My parents came here to this country for a reason, and I'm going to help them get it. And
that's right. As you know, I could definitely resonate with that 100%. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we can break those patterns.
yes, I'm done. I mean, I think I am at a really good path to it.
We are
Yeah.
so proud
And
of you.
yes, and I'm going in a couple years, I'm going to thank Bronx Community College in Lehman for it. I'll never stop talking about it.
It's
But
all you though. It's all you. We're just like the vessels, right? Like we were, and you just came and you took it, and you're the one that did the work.
but
All
yes,
you.
yes, and I also want the financial freedom for my parents too. A
Right.
lot of the stuff that I do it's for me, but it's also for my parents. I'll never stop helping them. I'll never ever like I can't picture a life being too far away from my family. Whenever they
Yes.
need help, sometimes it's over something so stupid. I'm like, okay, still do it. Like, okay, great.
And I
But
love how they pick you up on the weekend when we have class.
yes, they always do. Yeah. That's our little hangout. We always hang out on Saturday. I don't have much of a chance to see them through the week because I am out the house most of the time and they also have work as well. So Saturdays is like our little hangout session, usually right after work until like close to 7 or 8. It's either dinner, I'm over their house, I'm over my aunt's house. It's just a mix. Another thing about my future that I'm aiming for is I really do want to be like super educated, super educated. I don't
And you're
know
not.
why.
And
I
you're
don't
not.
know
You
why.
are. Okay, everyone. Kimberly is super educated now, so she's gonna go check
More,
that
I
out.
want more.
Yes, there we go. Let's just clarify that.
More. Like I would really want to be because I'm an absorber. I love to learn. I love to try new
Yes.
stuff. I love to, go out of my comfort zone, especially in academics. Because when I did hear about the nuclear med tech program, I didn't actually know it existed in any CUNYs, let alone New York, because I was
Right.
helping my older brother get back to CUNY in the dental hygienist program in Hostos, and I saw the
Oh yeah.
nuclear med tech program. I'm like, that sounds pretty awesome. Don't get me wrong, I'm not entirely sure if this career is even for me, but I am super interested in the challenge and the fact that it's a big challenge and I really want to try it out, especially I am in pharmacy at the moment as well.
Yes.
So I do want to
Yeah.
indulge myself in a little bit of pharmaceutical, see that kind of world. But I
Why
think
not do it
yeah.
all? I always say you don't
Yes.
have to be like just singular, right? You have multiple talents and tap into them
Yep. But
and
I
make
also, yeah,
money while you're doing it.
that's the goal. Because if oh my God, make them people say like saying you want to make money is super shallow, but it really isn't coming from somebody who doesn't make money at all or who's came from no
That's
money.
subjective. That's
Yeah.
a 11. Taking it back to COM 11. Yeah, it's very
Super
subjective. Yeah.
subjective. And whenever somebody says that, I'm like, well, I must be super shallow.
Nah, you're your own cheerleader. Like
Yeah.
you are putting it out there. Like you're speaking it into existence. Want money, get money. Right? How
Yes.
do you get money? Just by saying it? I want money.
I
No,
wish I would be a
just
billionaire.
fall out the sky. Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, pharmaceutical and then nuclear medicine, dabbling in the world, together because you have the experience.
Yes, and I always tell everyone if school was free, I'd probably never leave. I'd probably always be a student.
There's ways, Kimberly. We can have
I'd never leave.
more I mean, as you know, I never left college. So
Yep. But yeah, I don't know. I think I would want to be a student all the time. I mean, at some point you have to be a professor if you know so much stuff. I think that makes sense.
I mean, you're a student of life, and if you ever want to teach, I've already told you about that too. So, yeah. So, side note, we know each other very well. But yeah, no, school life, you learn every day. I mean, but again, that's your mindset, right? Like, but I know you very well, so I know that me saying that to you resonates, right? That you can learn something every day, which like you learn about TikTok algorithms, you learn about communication and Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and there's all these different areas. So you are definitely someone who absorbs, but also can apply it.
Yes, especially with the TikTok. TikTok, I'm like thinking of social media class. I'm like, let me look at my. I have never looked at my analytics until we spoke about it in class. I was like,
I know. That was like a mic drop. So, but back to your present. Okay, so present, a little bit more into your present. Continue.
Yes. So currently you're gonna be so proud. I actually did sign up for the gym and I started today at 5 a.m. in the morning.
What? Wait, when am I not proud? But hold up. Wait, you're part of the 5 a.m. crew now?
Yes.
Oh, snap. Oh,
5 a.m.
shoot.
sharp. Right when it opened. I think I'm gonna do the morning. I think it's a little more comfortable, especially for my schedule. And I am a
Because you
morning
working
bird.
like me. Yeah.
I am a morning bird too, and I don't think that much adrenaline pumping at night is it's good for me.
There was one day that I sent Kimberly an email and she looked at the timestamp and she's like, Miss Cabrera, it's because Miss Cabrera got work to do. So she got to work out before she's working all day. So welcome to the world. Oh,
Yes.
wait, how long did you? Oh, okay, this is breaking podcast.
No, I was there for about an hour. I was scoping the scene without not trying to be a creep, seeing where all the machines are, slowly getting
Yeah.
into it. Yeah.
You
I only did
joined before you like signed up?
did I go in before?
Yeah, like did you like take a tour and everything before you committed?
No, because I did go to the gym consistently last time back in like 2021 to 2022, and then I just stopped. Then I did home workouts last summer, and then I was like, you know what, let me just actually go to places that have the equipment because sometimes it doesn't
Yeah.
hit the same. And no, I just signed up and I was like, sometimes when I don't want to do something, I just force myself to do it just to try it out. Like the 5 a.m. I was like, I'm gonna scope out the scene when it's very empty because it's
Yeah.
usually very packed at this time.
Oh, at this forget about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm not a workout at in the afternoon tonight because I won't sleep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so you did that. We have to talk more because well, I mean, outside of this, I gotta find out where you went, where you stayed, all of it. Oh my gosh, how cool. Wow. So
Yes.
yeah, that is well, because we don't have a middle ground. You're working in person, right? I'm working
Mhm.
in person, and our jobs don't really give us the opportunity for like remote work, right?
I
So
wish.
we
I
don't really
wish.
have a middle ground, right? It's
Mhm.
either in the morning if we're choosing to do this or after work. And it's
Mhm.
like you got to pick one or the other if you're choosing to do that. So, yes, I choose the latter. I choose the one 5 a.m. crew. Go Kimberly. And I remember that day you questioned me very much so about why I was up so early. And then
But yeah, the morning crew's better. I'm sorry, I'm a morning bird. I know a lot of people think I'm crazy for that.
listen, again, subjective. People don't know. I mean, you gave me shade for being up early in that early in the morning. So it's
Well,
like
now I see it. I understand it now.
people don't know what they don't know. However, like what I always tell you, you own it. So sorry, not sorry. You're a morning bird and this is what you're doing and you're rocking it out. And you went to the gym today at 5 o'clock in the morning. Let's go.
And I'm actually not tired. I was the one thing I was scared of, like going so early. I'm not sleepy.
Oh, this is wonderful. So, side note for those of you who don't know me at all and don't know Kimberly. So, aside from being a professor, I'm a certified trainer. So,
Whoa!
So that comes up because I talk to students about doing multiple things. So, and they do know that I'm into like health and fitness. So this is like such breaking news. This is awesome.
Yeah,
That's
and
why
I
that's fine.
low-key,
That's
yeah, I
fine.
immediately thought of you when I signed up for the gym. I'm like, just gonna be so proud. And I low-key feel like you too, because I feel like I'm doing so many things at once, and I don't feel so overwhelmed because I know that we get periods like that. But I'm like, this is how professor feels, like gym, work, the two jobs, and all that stuff. And I'm like, I feel like my time and efforts are being good use, and I'm not wasting time, if that makes
Got
sense.
one life to live, Kimberly. You got
Yeah,
one life to live.
exactly.
And I got magic number 4 now, so I can't wait to chat. So I got 4 jobs,
Oh
but
my
that
God. Do you
and our
sleep?
and our class is watching this right now. So yep. But you all know this because I've talked about this in class. Yeah, Kimberly's gonna have 4 soon. Sounds like she got 3 right now.
Four.
Sounds like she got 3 jobs right now. I could be wrong, but um, this is
Yeah.
awesome. So okay, so yeah, future. There we go. All right. Gym is part of the future. Graduation, the 4 jobs. What else? What else we got?
The financial freedom as well.
Yes.
And honestly, I this is probably like a very basic future. I really do want to travel a little more. I was very fortunate enough to have like traveling opportunities growing up. My school did offer programs to go visit Italy, South Korea, Ecuador. They did have Senegal. Unfortunately, I didn't make the cut because they're haters. And and then I also, traveled with friends to Mexico, DR. I went to Spain, I think 2023 in December.
Lovely.
And I always tell people the two best things to spend your money on is traveling and food. No regrets. I've never felt
No,
any regrets for
foodie.
spending that.
I wanted to get you some Dunkin', but like since you were like pushing it, I was like, oh, I could send her some Dunkin' to her house so she could have some while she talks
Yeah.
to me.
No, it's
But
okay.
you were hauling it, so I was like, oh, okay, she's not ready. Kimberly loves Dunkin', so
I
she should
do.
she
Die
should work
hard.
for Dunkin'. I am
Oh,
pretty sure.
I don't want to deal with customers like me.
No, like okay, work for no shade towards them, but like as a brand partnership.
Ooh,
Hello.
I have Dunkin' every day. Like my mom says, you can just make the coffee at home. Like it doesn't hit the same.
Post it on your TikTok account every day, Kimberly. If we didn't learn anything,
I don't think
right?
there's anything on that menu I haven't tried, but I have
Yeah,
I have switched to like a very like a lower sugar coffee drink. Trying to lower the sugar just a little bit.
yeah, post it. Let us know if you agree. Should she post every day on TikTok every menu item she's had? Yes. Then they'll repost it. Listen. Okay, so anything else that you want to include for like the future? Like, things that you have like because sounds like you have your plan, which I know this, but for the audience, anything else that you want to share about that? Or anything from the past and the present? Do you want to talk about like communication? You don't have to if you want.
Of
Social.
course, I like mentioned earlier, I did take communication as a required course for the degree. But then I realized I'm like, this is a really great professor. Like, and I always thought even before BCC that people should take a class that they know they will enjoy,
Mm, right.
especially if the professor teaches various classes. I've done that so many times in Lehman. Shout out to Professor Rockland. I love him.
Nice.
But
Cool.
but yes, I think it's important for not kids because these are mainly adults. It's important for students to take classes that they know they will enjoy, especially with professors that even like social media, people don't understand that, it's a lot more in depth nowadays, especially now. We didn't have sources like this back in
Yeah.
2015. Like I was scrolling through Instagram, not understanding what the likes were, none of that. So it's always good to learn new things. And it's also very important to be with professors that you're gonna click with. I want to be able to speak about you to the future. What if I go back to a different school? Like, oh, Professor Cabrera. Oh my God, I miss her. And I
No,
also
we're
think,
working. Yeah,
yeah, it also makes, I think, studying for your degree and aiming for your degree a lot more enjoyable. Like, I have not missed a class yet. I don't want to miss a class.
yeah, you're faithful. Kimberly's faithful. Yeah.
And it just makes the experience a little more worthwhile. We all have classes that we just don't want to take. I'm dying to not take that physics class. I'm fighting for my life for it. But it just makes the journey a little more enjoyable. That's why I'm here in my social media class. I didn't think I would be taking a social media class because I'm part of Gen Z. We grew up with social media. Like, what more can we learn about it? But there's always more. There's always more.
Oh, yeah. My God, Gen Zers in the house. I'm a millennial.
Boo!
Yep. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't know I was going to be teaching the class either. And then voila, bam, hey, I'm teaching this
I'm
class.
glad it's you.
And then Kimberly's like, but here we go. I'm enrolled. I agree with you. I was actually met with I went to Alfred for undergrad and I was a comm major. And I know I referred to her before, but my professor, who I took majority of my communication classes with, I have met with her today. So like she's known me for 20 years.
That's
And
so
we've been in touch like all these years. Like I talk to her every week. So we were chatting today, and you came up, and I had told her I was like, I got students who want to take more than one class with me.
yes.
I was like, remember when I took almost all my classes with you? And she was like, yeah. I was like, now I get it. I was like, I get it because if
Do
she
a
had
third one. Do a third one. Do a third one.
she's gonna watch this because I told her. I said they're lobbying for me to teach a third class.
Do four actually.
You
I'll
see,
take the first
if
one.
you're watching this, Pam, this is D1. Kimberly's D1. No, but I couldn't agree with you more. Like education can be fun and it can be enjoyable, and why not be relatable? And you don't have to be on a pedestal and like look down upon people as a professor or like as a student, right? Because it's twofold, right? Because students can come with a different attitude perspective, so can professors. But when there's synergy, amazing things can happen. So I'm so grateful that we've been able to like form this bond, which we can share like with whoever's
Goals.
yes.
There's like a TikTok that goes viral. It's like, I'm never leaving. I'm never leaving. Aggressively. I'm gonna send you the TikTok.
I would love to see that. Yeah. I mean, well, when we go to the donut shop for the last class, I guess you'll be like, you're never leaving. I should bring some Dunkin' on the side. Kimberly loves Dunkin'. So
Always.
we're gonna go visit my best friend's donut shop for our last class. And I keep telling Kimberly that I have a feeling she's gonna love it. But she has her allegiance to Dunkin'. So I feel like I should just bring like a bag of like a jelly donut for her just on the side. So that way she can like taste.
Heavy on jelly donut. Jelly donut, nothing beats that.
Yes. So, all right. So financial freedom, which you're working towards, right? Because everything's a work in progress. Then, of course, graduating, and then, of course, um, dabbling, right? Dabbling in the different worlds and where you've acquired your education, and then current experience, like absolutely more education,
Yes, always.
teaching because you're a teacher. Everyone's a teacher. And then I would say that be it at the moment, unless there's more that I have overlooked. Just trying to summarize, right, the main points that you had shared and discussed.
For me, I just want to leave like one little message to anybody watching that I don't want to sound cliche or corny, but you can do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, they don't make this life easy for people like us. They don't.
Yeah.
So never be discouraged from the little challenges that come across the way. There were so many tears in my journey. I remember crying in my mom's arms over certain failures, little failures, but it ends up getting done. So, just always remember if it were easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah, it gets better. And that's definitely, I'm in agreement with that. As we often discuss, I always say if leaders let all the obstacles stop them, they wouldn't be leaders, right? So blocking out the noise, acknowledging, right? Like what's
Mhm.
happening, and then block it out, like, and keep doing what it is that you're out there to like do, right? And focus on like 100%. And definitely you bring up a good point in the sense of, because you said like people like us.
Mhm.
So I do understand that as well, because for me as role reversal, because I'm gonna always be a student of life. But as someone who is working in CUNY and who is a professor, to me, that's a big part of my identity when I meet with you all. I'm from the boogie down, proud, born and raised, and from, as you all know, like growing up on like public assistance, right? And like all of that. I mean, I came from hard knocks, right? And as you shared earlier, without that foundation, that beginning, I wouldn't be who I am like today. So there's still elements of that are still around. Like I still hustle, I still work hard, because I hustled and worked hard then. However, though, being able to find representation is what I wanted to circle back on what you're sharing, right? Like I find that to be very, very helpful in whatever walks of life that we're in, right? So like the professor I spoke with, we spoke about that, just like her as a woman, right, was helpful for me to be able to get some support, right, when I was like in my undergraduate career. However, though, I do know in our institution, there is not a lot of representation of individuals that you can really identify with. So I'm always proud to be able to share those parts of my life with you all, because I know that a lot of us can resonate, with that. So I hear you 100%.
No, and I was actually speaking to one of my best friends about this. The reason why I do love my job is because I really do have like two archetypes in my head that I want to be. You are one of them, and my supervisor as well. Just like bad A-word women, just
you can say that.
it. Like I always tell my boss, I'm like, damn, you're such a badass. So I do want to I strive to be like you, hardworking, dedicated, loyal, heavily motivated. Yes. And my supervisor is also the same way, like always working. I just kind of want to be like that. You guys are both like leaders, especially like women who are minorities, who are in the leadership area. And I just kind of want to be like that, because I want other people like me. Doesn't have to be just women, doesn't have to be just minority group. It could also be anybody in our minority group, that we can be leaders. Like I love seeing people. I also love seeing representation of minorities in especially the healthcare field, because I have never felt a sigh of relief when I don't have to translate in Spanish for my mom or my dad, or I don't have to worry about like somebody overlooking my mom's condition because they can't relate to her. And honestly, the lack of empathy in our healthcare is kind of getting to me now. So I think that's another reason why I do want to be somewhere in the healthcare field.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm going to circle back. You are a leader.
I'm trying.
You are a leader. You definitely are. And I can't define that for you, because that has to come from yourself. However, perception, right? Like you totally are a leader. I won't list all the reasons, because you'd be like, oh my gosh, Ms. Cabrera. However, you totally are, and you are a badass. So
thank you.
Absolutely. But thank you so much for those kind words. And I think it's really helpful, meaning like support. I will say women supporting women is very helpful, and not to gatekeep, and like again providing access, right? Like providing access and like letting someone just take it and run with it. So I'm glad that you have a network of individuals that you could tap into, and that's all that I want for you and for everyone else, to know that you all are never alone, that people are always rooting for you, and you don't have to like fight this fight by yourself, right? That you are supported always, and that you're thought of, because that is something that's priceless, and that's not something that a lot of people have access to. So that's always like the goal. So I'm glad that you have that, like at school and at work, and I'm getting teary-eyed. So, but yeah, I'm so glad to hear that. And yeah, this is fun. Whoever's watching,
I like this.
I know, this is oh my gosh. So Kimberly is actually in my class right now. So Kimberly took my communication 11 class, and now she's taking social media communication. And yes, students watching this, Kimberly was selected for this interview because it's like we're playing Kahoot right now. She won the trophy.
I won. Wait, if Accolade's watching this, I'm first place now.
He is, because right now they're probably sitting in class and you and I are laughing. They're watching this right now. Yeah, so playing Kahoot. But yeah, I mean, Kimberly's OG because she took the class last semester. All y'all are taking the class for the first time with me, but Kimberly's the OG, so this is why she's here. I feel like we've been talking for a long time because we do, but in the purposes of moving forward, I think we can agree we can go to the rapid fire questions.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm like, I'm gonna blank out.
All right, so there's no context for everyone. So years ago on Bravo, I don't know if anyone remembers that network. They still exist, but they were like a big deal back then. There was a show called Inside the Actor's Studio with James Lipton. And James Lipton used to have different artists, right? So whether they were in film or TV, right? And it was called Inside the Actor's Studio. He had them come, and it was filmed at Pace University, and Pace University had an acting school. So the alum of this acting school would come, right? So many different stars would show up, and he asked them these questions for the class to be able to hear their answers. I always love that. And he didn't originate it though, right? But he took it and he ran with it. So I'm not the originator either, but I'm taking it and running with it. And I have my own 7 questions. So, question number 1. What is your idea of perfect happiness?
Perfect happiness is no stress.
Money.
Yes.
Bomb. I love that. She was like, here we go. What is your greatest fear?
Greatest fear? Repeating the cycle of poverty. It's really, really serious.
I figured that would be one of your answers because same. Which talent would you most like to have?
I'd like to be able to shoot a bow.
Oh,
That's a weird one, I know, like archery.
you could. You could. I took an archery class last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Me and my friend are actually looking at archery classes, and I'm like, I think I might take one.
Yeah, one of my best friends like does that. Oh, we're gonna have to. All right. See, Kimberly and I could talk for hours. All right. If you could choose what to come back as, what would it be?
It would probably be a geneticist.
Oh, fire. Oh, I mean, you still got time.
Oh, the geneticist. I'm super good at genetics. I mean, most people don't know that. I excelled so much at it, and I didn't realize there were programs to be a geneticist because it was kind of like an up and coming thing in science. So if I went back just even 2 years, I probably would have thought about being a geneticist.
What about now? All right, that's a two. We have to finish this conversation. Right. Who are your heroes in real life?
My parents, 100%. My parents are definitely up there. They're still always like the minute I need help, they're still there, drop everything at my grown age of 23.
Those are your ride or dies. All right, next one. This is a 180. How would you like to die?
I would like to die with no pain, or I don't want to die before my parents. Like that's the two things, no pain and not before my parents.
Got it. Yep. All right, last one. What is your motto? What is Kimberly's motto?
What I just said before, they don't make this, I was going to say this ish easy for us. So just keep trying again.
There we go. You did it. You answered the question.
I thought I was going to blank. I was going to, I thought I was going to be like,
Well, with that, everyone, thank you so much for watching the second episode of Past, Present, and Future with our amazing guest, Kimberly. We will see you. Well, I'll see you. Kimberly might come back. Who knows? I'll see you for episode 3, season 2. Bye.